Hello there, everybody. This is Gage Williams coming at you finally with the next installment of the Taking Down the Oxide series. And as you might have noticed from the map there, this is actually coming after recording a lot of the other stuff. And after actually having completed this one already, the video was terrible. And that's going to kind of swing into the main feature of this video, in that I really hate Dingo Canyon's time trial. Not because I hate Dingo Canyon, but because this is without question. Like, it's not even close. This is the hardest ghost in the game. I mean, this is unbelievably difficult, and that is what took so long for this video to get out. I apologize for the long delay between Sewer Speedway and this, but I just could not get a good run going. Like, I've beaten Oxide before, but it was during a huge session that it would have been a pain to edit. It wouldn't have looked natural if I did edit it, and it's not the kind of videos that I want to put out for this series. I want this series to be quick, snappy. I want it to be just very informative. Just a guide. I don't want it to be a long snore fest of watching failure after failure of basically for the same reasons. And so yeah, I apologize for the really lengthy delay on getting this out, but I hate this ghost so much. It is so unforgiving, and the track, it's a lot of things that culminate into a very difficult to get session, but I finally got one. Like, to put it in perspective, the session where I beat the Oxide time was over 45 minutes long of me just going again and again. And as you can see by the lap times and about what my total time will be on this run, I mean, each lap only takes about 30 seconds, so it should only take about 1 minute and 45 seconds total to get a good run on Dingo Canyon. And I was here for 45 minutes just trying to beat Oxide. And that's with restarting laps early upon knowing that I screwed up. So you can imagine how many times I tried this in the first session where I beat it. It was just unbelievable. I was not happy with it, but I just moved on because I wanted to be done with it, so I did a bunch of the other tracks, and I revisited this and got this on my second go. So it's good. It's finally glad to be done with that. So let's get into why this ghost is so unfathomably difficult for the track. The track is very simple. I mean, I made the comparison in Blizzard Bluff that was basically just Crash Cove, but with 2 U-turns thrown in. This is Crash Cove with more rounded edges and a single fork. That's about it. This fork in the road right here, that's it. Otherwise, the layout is basically just Crash Cove. It's just a rectangle, or I don't know what the official term for it is, where it doesn't have edges on the side, it's just circular on the edges. I mean, it's like a rectangle, but with circles on the end. I don't know what the name of that shape is. If anybody can fill me in on that, that'd be cool. I mean, it's like a cylinder. If you picture a cylinder, but you made it like 2D and made the edges not flat. I mean, so that analogy doesn't work at all. Anyway, yeah, what makes this track difficult? One of the biggest things is there's no trick to this level. I mean, the only other tracks in the game where there are quite literally like 0 tricks that you can perform. Don't mess with that dude. Kidding again. He's got to make a cameo in every one of these videos, I swear. There are no tricks in this track. There's no like secret method to beating Oxide. It's just you have to outrace him. Very few tracks are like that in this game. I mean, Tiger Temple and Coco Park are really the only 2 that come to mind, but those were both easy. And I think the reason for that stems to the main problem with this one, and it's the same reason that I had any trouble at all at Tiger Temple. It's twofold. Number 1 is elevation. This is a very hilly track, not in the sense that it's got a lot of bumps, but in the sense that it's actually a bunch of hills. And that sucks. That really, it's not something that I can really describe. I mean, it's just, if you experience it, you know it in this game. Hills mess with your drifts really badly. It throws the timing completely off. It can even make you drift, your drifts either tighter or looser depending on what kind of hill you're on. It's just weird. It just completely throws off your turning ability to be having these constant elevation changes. and it just makes getting a rhythm really hard to get into. Like right here, this section in particular, it's hard to get into a rhythm in this giant uphill section. It really is. The other problem with it is the biggest one that I had with Tiger Temple that I completely ranted about for multiple times. This is a thin track. It is really thin. The amount of area that you have, like right here, look how thin this is compared to the rest of the tracks. You have no space to maneuver. If you don't have space to maneuver, you can't snake properly. I mean, you can still drift through it, but it's hard to chain it, and if you can't chain drifts, then you're going to have a much more difficult time facing Oxide. As for tips that I can actually give, basically just stay on the path and copy what you've seen in the video. I've kind of gone over my time limit. This is one of the biggest sections. Just the trick to that water section is to just hop constantly and stay out of the water as much as possible. You want to take this left path over here. It is a little bit faster than the right. Don't fall off and don't hit a wall. I mean, that's basically it. In the beginning, don't cut across the sand either. It is surprisingly not faster. It is one of the few tracks shortcuts that's like that, so it's not even a shortcut. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that it wasn't exactly helpful. I can't describe Dingo Canyon well. It's just something that you gotta try and do and struggle through. Stay tuned for the next installments. Thank you for watching.